My father was John Thomas, or we called him Jack Thomas. He was humble, and he was also interested in people. He was a people person.
Jack was one of those giving, kind-hearted, humble men. Just a brilliant guy.
Jack was one of my favorite clients of all time, and when I grow up, I want to be like Jack.
I think there was something special about my dad and how he, was able to compartmentalize what happened to his parents, but yet show promise and integrity.
One of the unique things about Jack's story is that Milton Hershey himself actually presented Jack with his diploma. I just cannot imagine for any of us who have benefited from this extraordinary home and school, what an honor that might have been. And I think that Jack really accepted the challenge.
He heard me speak about a program, Take Stock in Children. He reached out to one of his bankers who had a close relationship named Dennis Lanfried.
When we first met with Jack, he called me out of the blue and he said, Dennis, I've been thinking about this and I want to figure out ways to give back. I'm interested in making gifts like scholarships where I could benefit children that have a need, kind of like the Milton Hershey School did for me.
Initially, when they designed the school, Milton Hershey said, if our school would help 100 children, then it would all be worthwhile. 113 years later, we have over 11,000 graduates. And it's not just the graduates of our school, it's their families whose lives are changed forever. Because every one of those graduates goes on and has a family. And they don't need a place like Milton Hershey School because they've been lifted out of poverty. So the hundreds of thousands of people that have been affected by this gift since 1909 is extraordinary.
Education for him was really the one thing that got him from where he was to where he ended up.
He became a fairly major donor of the foundation. So from 2009 till his death, he gave $250,000 to the foundation for Lee County Public Schools.
So one of the unique attributes of Milton Hershey School is that Milton and Catherine Hershey funded the school in perpetuity. So we really don't ask our alumni for resources. What Milton and Catherine Hershey did expect is for all of our graduates to go out into the world, be a success, and serve others. So Jack and his brother came to the school. He took advantage of the school, and he served his country, and then began to serve his community. Part of his responsibility and obligation was to give back. And he did it anonymously as well. And you think about the number of children that have been served and are benefiting from his generosity, many of whom will never know him, but whose lives will be transformed as a result of his gift of scholarship.
Jack has put about 30 kids from Southwest Florida through 4 years of college, and they're back out there giving back to their communities. When you break that cycle, when a child is given every opportunity to succeed at their greatest potential, that has a huge ripple effect to help make sure their families grow up with that kind of thing. And what a huge impact Jack made in this community already is mind-blowing.
The impact of the Milton Hershey School was huge for Jack. And, I think in the back of his mind, he's probably ran the scenarios of if the Milton Hershey School wasn't there, like what would have happened.
I'm sure that the legacy that they had for Dad at Hershey was passed on to him, and that's why he donated to Take Stock in Children. There's many things that he could have donated to.
He said, I'm going to leave something for you. I never for the life of me imagined that it was going to be a $1.6 million gift, an investment in the young people in our community.
Like Jack's gift, many of the scholarship recipients will now have families who will be lifted out of difficult circumstances, who then will also pay it forward. So Jack's gift will also live in perpetuity because he will be changing lives, and those lives will then change the communities in which they live.